playing Rage in Peace, which is made by Rolling Glory Jam, which is a little indie studio in Indonesia, and Indonesia.
Almost works. Almost.
It's almost. Rage in Peace is a really curious little game that I know it came out of like a game jam session, as of, you know, lots of games start out like that. And I find with games that usually have that origin, they kind of work as one-trick ponies built on one idea and then explored as fully as it can be. And that makes for lots of strange and quirky and wonderful games. Rage in Peace is very much this, because it's basically seeing how much it can invoke the compulsion to rage quit playing it.
Lovely.
That's the idea.
Yeah.
So in Rage in Peace, you play as Timmy, who is an actuary. And it's about time someone shone a spotlight on that profession in gaming.
Yeah. Underrepresented to this point.
Definitely. He's pretty miserable in his day-to-day life. But one day the Grim Reaper appears to tell him that that is his day to die. His only regret is that he won't get to die how he wants, which is at home in his pajamas. And the Grim Reaper allows him the chance to die how he wants by letting him go home. However, everything is going to try and kill him on his way home. And I mean everything. And it's your job to help him navigate his commute and avoid all of the deadly traps en route. This is basically the premise of the game. I guess Rage in Peace is a side scroller. I wouldn't even call it a platform game. You can jump and double jump, but you're essentially just trying to run right and avoid obstacles. And I say avoid obstacles. That's not really the case, because this is the central conceit of the game, is you can never foresee the dangers that are ahead of you. Like a light fixture could fall on your head, or just spikes could just come out of a bit of the ground, or a shark may just jump it out of a puddle of water. There's no tells or signals as to where the next execution is coming from. And the game is then just asking you to just simply remember what happened before, and then try and avoid all the traps in a row to get to the next checkpoint and be one step closer to home and dying. It's infuriating. I'm not great at remembering details in games as it is. So something like, Rage in Peace just feels totally unwinnable to me. Like dying to the same traps in the same place over and over, eventually getting through a stage, it wasn't massively fun. But like, it does help that the presentation for this game is really quite brilliant, actually. The aesthetic and animation and design is just gorgeous. The writing is very, very clever. It's very witty. The soundtrack is fantastic. It's just really atmospheric. It's brilliant. They inject a fair amount of humor into in the game, in terms of like all the different ways you die, and then the way it's written, and some of the little quirks and subversions and stuff like that. So it's not just plain annoying, but it's not what I would call fun. Like it's
a brutal review.
It says a lot that, like, I died a lot more times playing the levels of something like Super Meat Boy than playing Rage in Peace, yet got annoyed significantly less frequently because I could see where I was going wrong. The mistakes I made were my fault, and I could try and do better next time. Whereas in Rage in Peace, even if you time your jumps right to avoid a few invisible traps in a row, there's no way of knowing what's coming next until you go forward and let it kill you. And it's strange, because in Dark Souls, the whole point of that game, and the whole point of the loop of the game, is you die, you learn, and you don't repeat your mistakes. And that whole concept is tied into the story of the game, into the lore of the world, into sort of like what it's making you experience. Whereas in Rage in Peace, more often than not, it feels like that kid coming up to you in the playground and punching you for no reason, just because it's funny.
Yeah.
And there are lots of things in the game they're just designed to catch you out. Like the first puddle you find, you have to jump over because it's got a shark in it or something. And then you see another puddle and you think, okay, well, I won't chance it. I'll jump over this. And then just something will come down out of the ceiling and get you instead. like it wants you to get annoyed, but purely it seems for the sake of seeing you get annoyed, not to unlock anything more inside the player than that. Like you don't get the same satisfaction of completing a level in Rage in Peace as you do beating a boss in Dark Souls after you've learned the correct series of moves to use. Like I obviously haven't completed the game. Like clearly the devs want you to rage quit. Like clearly the devs want you to rage quit while playing it. Like you get a little counter in the top corner of how many times you die. Like it's taunting you, saying, oh, go on, rage quit. And I didn't rage quit at any point, even though I wasn't enjoying it. And certainly not in like the way I've done with games in the past, like say like Super Monkey Ball, where I was like frame out of like getting like a world record and I just like snap my GameCube controller in half. Like with Rage in Peace, I would just get annoyed, but more than it was just wasting my time.
Yeah.
Like I wonder why a game would exist with its sole intention is just to make you stop playing it, like without anything more substantial in the game to teach you about that concept. And like even though like I can appreciate the fact that it's doing something nice and atmospheric with the narrative and the presentation, but I can't imagine that any narrative revelation that would come my way at the end of the game would make me go, oh wow, I'm so glad I was annoyed for several hours to get to this point. So it's curious because it's beautifully made, and this is exactly the game that it wants to be. And I just don't like it.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't really know who it's for. Maybe it's like those videos you'll get on TikTok of like somebody like pranking somebody and being like, whoa, and everyone's going, maybe
that's the
I don't
audience.
know.
That's the target market.
Maybe just like stream. Well, the thing I like watching those videos. They're funny, but like, it's like maybe I don't know. I wouldn't watch somebody playing this game and watching them get annoyed. Maybe I'd find it funny if I just saw. Like if I watched you fight it, actually, come to think of it.
Oh no, we're not doing that. We're not doing that.
I'm so sorry. I would take everything back. I totally understand who this game's for. This game is for me to watch you play it.
Yeah, Super Oathnan's World 3.
That's it. That is it.
Yeah.
Wow. That's the revelation we're waiting for.